Hello, this is Peter Murphy, President and CEO of the Illinois Association of Park Districts. Today, we are presenting another video as part of our Legends video series. One of the missions of IAPD is to recognize outstanding park, forest preserve, and conservation district board members throughout the state of Illinois. I hope the knowledge and insights these great leaders provide will inspire you to continue to make a positive impact at your agency and in your community. Please enjoy.
Hello, I'm Wayne Utterback, Director of Communications and Digital Content for the Illinois Association of Park Districts, and I'm pleased today to be speaking with Adriane Johnson, Commissioner for the Buffalo Grove Park District and Illinois State Senator. Thank you so much, Adriane, for taking time out of your day here at the Soaring to New Heights Conference to just talk with me a little bit and give our viewers yet another wonderful Legends video series episode.
Thank you, Wayne. Oh my God, I'm so happy to be here. And what a great conference, a wildly successful conference this year.
Yes, we have definitely bounced back, so it feels really good. Can we just start by you maybe telling me how long have you been at the Buffalo Grove Park District?
Sure, I've been at the Buffalo Grove Park District for a little over 10 years. I was appointed in October of 2011 and was elected a few times. So 10 years, 10 plus years. And
can you give me some background information about, what industry do you come from? What were you doing when you weren't a commissioner?
I have a HR consulting practice, so I was a human resources consultant working with municipalities, nonprofit organizations, private concerns, just on, human resources matters, helping companies with management, business management, helping companies with their talent needs, setting up HR infrastructures, and then of course, in my spare time, volunteering in the community as well.
Yeah, I know. When we were talking earlier at the annual business meeting, they were running down the things you're involved in, and it's just like, yes, that's awesome. It's always good to be really involved in the community.
Yes.
What can you just tell me about the community? What makes what was your overall experience in being involved in the Park District?
Well, it's a great experience. It's actually a full circle experience. I was involved in park districts from the time I was a little girl. In fact, I was in gymnastics programs at my local park district. So I look at myself through my successes through park districts and where I lived. And then just fast forward to Buffalo Grove, it is a great community. It really is. It is a great community to live, to recreate, and to work. And it's just, I've lived in Buffalo Grove for more than 22 years, and the Park District has been consistent in terms of offering great programs, affordable programs, innovative programs to meet the community needs.
And what makes your Park District special? If you had to talk to somebody about what really stands out, what would you tell them?
I would say what really stands out about Buffalo Grove first and foremost are the people. Our staff and board, just amazing professionals who are really dedicated to this industry, dedicated to the community, genuinely care about the community, and of course our beautiful parks. I mean, we have more than 52 parks and facilities, and great neighborhood parks, just parks nestled in communities, big signature parks, community parks, something for everyone. And then our great facilities. We have an amazing award-winning community arts center and arts program, and a state-of-the-art, environmentally, conscious, friendly environment. And people call that the hub, and sometimes home. It is the home and hub for many residents in the community. And those are just a few things that make the Buffalo Grove Park District special.
Now, what was your motivating factor in becoming a commissioner?
Well, my motivating factor for becoming a commissioner is very simple. So my daughter, she was in the Park District programs from the time that she was in kindergarten until she aged out of the program. And my husband and I both worked full time, and we entrusted, our most precious gift to the Park District, and they did an amazing job. We didn't have to worry when we were at work, and I said to myself, one day when I'm in a position to adjust my schedule, to have control over my schedule, I'm volunteering more at the Park District, and so that's really what it was all about, giving back to the Park District that had given so much to us. And when I was volunteering at the museum at the Park District, one of the staff persons submitted my name for consideration when the position became available, open Park District Commissioner. And I was really just like everyone else, I went through the interviewing process and I was selected. So just really, just again, giving back to a great district that had given so much to my husband and I.
Now, I know you mentioned before we started the video that you're in your last month as a commissioner at the Buffalo Grove Park District, and you are an Illinois State Senator. So what will keep you engaged and involved even as you move on to kind of a different level of community service?
Sure. That's a great question, Wayne. And you know what, as I mentioned, from the time I was a little girl, I was involved in park districts, and that isn't going to change. I'm going to continue to advocate on behalf of the park districts, and I'm in a unique position in that I not only have experienced the park district as an end user for many years, but I've served as a commissioner and now as a state senator, and I understand the importance of the funding that is necessary for the park district. I will continue to ensure that the parks are, OSLAD funding is fully funded and supporting the park districts. You have a fierce advocate in me, and that won't change.
All right, now obviously there are so many challenges that new commissioners face when they step into this role for the first time. What advice would you give to somebody who's just brand new?
Yes, that's a great question too. And I think about when I was brand new, and this is my approach. I think a brand new commissioner should be on a listening campaign, at least for the first few months or so. And I was really on a listening campaign for about 6 months. And I recall one of my fellow commissioners, he's like, Adriane, you have a voice, you have a lot of great ideas, speak up. And I said to him that, yes, but I don't want to come in with preconceived notions. I want to learn, I want to absorb and understand how parks, districts operate. And so, so the advice that I would give to a new commissioner is just to listen and learn. And also to attend the Illinois Association of Park District Soaring to New Heights conference every year, because there is valuable resources and tools to help you become a better commissioner. With all of the programs, the classes, I would encourage them to do that too. And to really focus on the board development plan too, the board member development plan, just staying really focused and being engaged in the community. And again, most importantly, continuing to develop themselves and learn as much as possible about the industry.
All right. Now, I know during your time as commissioner, I'm sure you've worked with many incredible professionals. What would you say are some major key attributes that you see in the professionals that are really at the top of their field, who really stand out among the rest?
Sure. I mean, I would start off where I just left off by saying those who really focus on continuous learning and those who continue to hone their leadership skills. For example, I have attended every leadership institute that IAPD has offered, because no matter what position you're in and how many years you've served on the board, you can always learn and hone your leadership skills. So those who are continuously learning, those who listen, and those who really truly understand and take the time to understand the role of a park commissioner and staff, and making sure that they stay out of the way and let the professionals do what they do best, what you hired them to do, and really focus on the governance side and being true ambassadors, citizen volunteers in the community. I would say that. And those who I think that I say listen, and listen really well, and really understand that they are the ambassador of the park district. So being a really good role model and serving with the highest honors, I think that's some of the attributes too.
Now, obviously there are challenges, many challenges that come with being a commissioner, but what are some of the opportunities that you've seen with your time with the Park District?
Yeah, Wayne, that's a great question as well. Some of the opportunities, you meet so many amazing people. So the networking, again, I'm going to plug the Soaring to New Heights conference because it is a great opportunity to network, as well as you have an opportunity to learn and to grow. Each time you attend a conference, we're learning from one another and we're learning from participating in the programs. And so I would say, yeah, just that's what.
Now there's a certain connectivity, I feel like, that coming back to the conference this year that I've really felt, where people are seeing each other again, some for the first time in a long time. And it's just been really invigorating to kind of see the networking start to happen again. Obviously, it was happening while we're all locked down, but it was done, virtually for the most part. And what's that experience been like, getting back out here, going onto the floor, going to some of the events and the sessions? What's that been like?
Well, it's been amazing because, you mentioned we have been dealing with this pandemic, and, it's just been more than nearly 2 years. fighting this democratizing virus. And it's everyone, almost everyone has been touched by this pandemic. And so it really felt good to be in person and to say that we are going to move forward. It is an opportunity for us to engage and like you said, to connect. So it felt really good seeing everyone and networking, because in the virtual context, because we were continuing, we did not miss a beat here at the Illinois Association Park District. We had a virtual conference last year, for example, and virtual learning sessions. But being in person, it is different. It feels different, that face-to-face contact and that engagement. And I personally asked a few people, how is conference for you? And what do you like the most about conference this year? And they said being in person, having that opportunity to fellowship. And those are some of the reasons that I think it's great that we are in conference this year. And you know what? We're going to set the tone for going forward so that we can get back to a new normal.
Now, you've mentioned a few of them, but what are some of the benefits of a commissioner getting involved with IAPD?
Yes, well, so getting involved with IAPD, again, not only, I mentioned the networking part, but also developing yourself and sharing your ideas. So it's almost like information idea exchange and sharing. And you build lifelong long friendships. I know I have. And that's important, because when you have questions, when you want to know, you're stumped and you want to, get some feedback, or maybe you have questions, you can just call someone. I mean, you meet so many friends. I have so many new friends, lifelong friends. Those are some of the reasons too. And then getting involved in the programs too, in the committees rather. And IAPD has so many committees to get involved, because getting involved with IAPD and volunteering on committees, you're also helping to shape the parks and recreation industry throughout Illinois. And they're playing a role in that as well. So those are just a few reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you could probably go on and on about all of the opportunities and resources that are available, but I know I've seen you at so many events, and you're always learning. I feel like learning is always one of those important elements to any sort of position, anywhere you are. If you're not learning, then you're going to fall behind pretty quickly.
You're not growing. You're not
exactly.
Learning, you're not growing.
Exactly. Now, thinking about your time at the Buffalo Grove Park District, when someone looks back on it, how would you like for them to remember your time?
Wow, that's a really good question. I guess if I were to think of something right now, I would say that someone who genuinely cared about the park district, the community, and someone who was fully engaged, and just, I don't know, I guess, someone who just really cared about parks and understood the importance of parks in the community and the lives of people. And I would say just someone who just, I don't know, just really wanted to make a difference and made a difference and worked collaboratively with the board as well as the staff. Someone who valued the staff and the board, someone who appreciated the staff and the board, and someone who believed in recognition every day. Letting the staff and the board know how much I appreciate them and just the collective success. And and someone who was just really actively involved and proactive, and someone who really made a difference.
All right. Now, speaking of making a difference, what would you consider to be your major contribution to the field of parks and recreation?
Wow, that's a great question, Wayne. Well, I just think that, let me see. Again, I would have to kind of echo some of the things that I've said. Just being able to, shape, programs, being involved at IAPD in a leadership role, serving on the board of trustees, just being instrumental in some of the programs that we offered. I served on the program committee for a number of years. I served on the conference committee. So again, shaping the programs that the leaders in the communities, professionals as well as the elected officials, made a contribution that way as well. And then I feel too, just fiercely advocating on behalf of the Park District. So when we were in Springfield for OSLAD funding and and other funding too, I think that's part of what my legacy as far as park and recreation too. And then just, again, continuing to promote the association, IAPD, continue to promote lifelong learning. I mean, if you were to pull a number of commissioners or professionals to the side, and they would say that I was always promoting what we do here at IAPD and also on the local level at my park district, always promoting the park and what we do. And not only that, I guess part of my legacy too was making sure that I was present at many of the events. It's hard to say we need to change something and we need to do something differently if you're not participating in those programs. So I attended all of our events, unless I was traveling or unavailable, because I feel that that's important to let staff know and the community that you really care.
Absolutely. Now, what's the best advice you've ever received?
The best advice? The best advice as far as the industry or in general?
Just in general, life advice.
Life advice. Oh. Well, I would say life advice is be your true, authentic self. Sometimes we think that we should behave in a way that others want us to, but you should really be your true, authentic self. And people know when you're being genuine and when you're being honest. So just being yourself. And then also something that I learned, because we're all passionate about a lot of things that we're doing. And sometimes the passion is just like in your chest. And sometimes when you open your mouth, the flames can shoot out. And so you're so passionate about it. And so a great mentor, Geneva Hall, she said, you should push that fire to your belly. And you're still passionate about it, but you're able to convey your passion in a way where the approach is always right. And you're always welcoming. People want to work with you. So I attribute that to my ability to build relationships and to work with everyone.
All right. Now, what advice would you give a 20-year-old when here's someone who's getting ready to step out into the world and make their mark? What advice would you give them?
So the advice that I would give them is just to be open and listen. And I understand that sometimes we feel like we know a lot, but just be willing to listen and to continue to learn and to grow. And most importantly, to find a mentor. Identify someone who is doing something that, in the profession, or you like the way they lead, you like what they're doing in the community, you like how successful they were and are, and that someone that you can look up to. And find a mentor. And make sure you stay in constant contact with that mentor, and reach out to that person and to get advice and to bounce things off of them as well. I call my mentors, every so often to bounce things off of them. And I feel like I'm successful in my own right, but we should always have a mentor, someone we can fall back on, a trusted mentor.
Now, speaking of mentors, are there any historical figures that inspire your work? Anybody that you look back on through the past and see their work and say, that motivates me to do my work even better?
Oh yeah, there's so many people. I mean, I can start off with Peter Murphy. He's amazing. He's an inspiration. But I can also look at my sister too, BJ Walker. She's been a source of inspiration, very hard worker. She cares about someone, compassionate, so many people. But then also I look at people who have paved the way, like Shirley Chisholm. I mean, she was the first Black woman to run on a major ticket for president candidacy. And she was the first Black woman to become a member of the House of Representatives. But it isn't because of those accomplishments. It's because she really cared about people, everyone, and made a difference and advocated on behalf of women's rights and just all rights for people, and was a fierce advocate for just making her community better and making our nation better. So I look at women like that, and then of course, leaders like Peter Murphy, they are an inspiration.
Now, if funds were unlimited at your park district, what would you like to see done?
If funds were unlimited, I would like to see us build a state-of-the-art senior center that's just dedicated to senior programs and services. We have in our Alcott Center, we do have space for seniors, but I feel like a dedicated center. And I would say, and not just in Buffalo Grove, we're in both Cook County and Lake County. So I would say, let's build 2 centers, one on the Cook County side, one on the Lake County side, so we remove any barriers for seniors to get to those centers and partake in those programs and opportunities. And I would do that. And then really just focus on so building a community center for seniors, and also building up just developing our parks and expanding on our parks, like at Royal Park. We're looking to developing that park, so with all of the bells and whistles, because we have a great partnership with the Village of Buffalo Grove. We have Buffalo Grove Days. So anything we can do to attract the community to come out, make sure they have a great time, and essentially become the hub of the outdoors, because our community arts center is a hub for indoor activities.
All right, now last question for you. What is your vision for the future of park districts in Illinois?
Yeah. That's great. Great question, Wayne. So the vision that I have for park districts in the future of Illinois, just continuing to be accessible for all, and looking at ways to engage people to want to come to the parks, and engage people from all backgrounds, and make sure we have full engagement. And then also with the rise in mental health crisis in our country, in Illinois, in our nation, just making sure that we have some targeted, focused programs to address mental health issues, because that's going to be a big concern. Not only I feel like park districts have an obligation to have a safe space for that, but schools and other organizations. So just programs to be more, and we are welcoming. And in fact, during the pandemic, I've heard so many people say that park districts really saved their lives. Park districts stayed open when other organizations and businesses closed, but we stayed open. So I would just say, just finding ways to continue to engage people, even those who are in their 80s and 90s, to keep them engaged in park districts.
All right, well, that's all the questions I had for you, Adriane, but I appreciate you taking time out of your day, and I congratulate you on your run as a commissioner of the Buffalo Grove Park District.
Thank
and
you.
I look forward to seeing what you do as an Illinois State Senator. So thank you once again for taking time out of your day to sit and talk with me.
Thank you, Wayne.